interestingly, Serena Wiegmann in her presser yesterday was saying she wants England to entertain because she wants these crowds to love women's football and to see the talent. She's not going out there just to kind of have a stifled 1-0, is she? She wants her team to have flair and attack.
And England is best when they are attacking. They're best when they are front-footed. So I hope they come out aggressive, pressing, chasing Austria from the start and creating and taking the game to the forward foot at the start.
I think that's when England are at their best. When we're playing in the final third and wide areas with no one kind of left lead, I think that's when we see the very best of England. Serena Wiegmann's team in the Netherlands in 2017 were an exciting team. They captured the nation.
I think that's a bit of summer.
Listen to that roar as the England team make their way onto this famous pitch here at Old Trafford. Leah Williamson marching, focused, tunnel vision as she enters this arena. What a cauldron of excitement there is here tonight. Anticipation. Can this team deliver in this European Championships? Well, the anthems are coming in just a few moments, but thank you for the moment, Farah, Alex and Jonas. Hopefully at half-time we'll have plenty of football to get stuck into, plenty of great action, but for now, here's your commentary team, Rachel Brown-Finnis and Robin Cowan. Good evening.
Good evening, Gabby. Good evening, everyone. A year later than scheduled, it's finally here. Fitting, the opening game takes place at the Theatre of Dreams. The Lionesses will be aiming to turn dreams into a reality this summer. Euro 2022 kicks off in just a few minutes, but first, the national anthems.
Performed by Emily Hay. Please remain standing for the national anthem of England.
Exaggeration. The atmosphere inside Old Trafford is spine-tingling. A packed-out crowd for the opening game of Euro 2022. This will set the tone for the entire tournament.
Make sure I don't press any buttons or what, that's all stop. No, it's, look, you can still see this light. The only way I can stop it doing light is back there. There's my bag. No.
in midfield. Ed Mead and Lauren Hemp provide the width of England's record goal scorer Ellen White, who leads the line. Officials today, led by Marta Huerta de Ata, who becomes the first female official from Spain to take charge at a European Championship. VAR is in operation, is on site in every single game throughout this championships. Louis Williamson, Victoria Schneiderbeck, the two captains know each other well, Arsenal teammates. A few more familiar faces in the Austrian team. Arsenal's Manuela Zinsberger is in goal. Her club teammate Laura Reuter is at right back. Schneiderbeck spent last season loan at Spurs from Arsenal. Sarah Zadrazil will be Austria's main creative force in midfield, while Nicole Villa starts up front. She's 10 goals away from becoming her country's record goal scorer at the age of just 26. Finish. You were welling up just before kick-off, not just because of the pyrotechnics.
No, this is the best atmosphere I've ever witnessed for women's football, for any football. Being personally here and seeing so many people on their feet, stood, enjoying, swinging their flags, wearing their shirts. That's just me and you.
I don't even have to. It'll pick up the telly from here. It's just sound.
And we'll wait for kick-off here. Oh, and what a treat! The car is back.
Film that. Like when that happens, the car comes in the.
And whoever's driving it is doing an excellent job. Great stuff. And waiting. Their record against Austria is a good one. 7 wins out of their 7 meetings. This, though, as high pressure as it gets at home Euros, the first game of Euro 2022.
I didn't quite say that. It's just like almost 8 minutes of this recording.
Before kick-off, both sides take the knee. We'll continue to enforce the message. There's no room for discrimination of any sort. And after a false start, here we go. Euro 2022 is underway. Great expectations for this England side. The question is, Rachel, can they meet them?
Well, Austria will prove the first test, but they're in some form, England.
And so are Austria. 7 wins out of their last 8, and possible opportunity here. Austrians in black. It's a good run. It's Fire Singer. A bit too much on that for Dunstan. Slightly nervy opening for England, but they managed to get the ball away. Quick start from the Austrians. England get it clear. Schneiderbeck. Good weight on the pass back to the goalkeeper, Zinsberger.
Austria been looking to catch England, napping, maybe taking in all the atmosphere, maybe slightly distracted. But I tell you what, this England team have never looked so focused, both on and off the pitch.
Well won. And here's Lauren Hemp, immediately dragged down. First foul she's won inside the first 70 seconds, and it certainly won't be the last.
Yeah, it was a wonderful touch from Rachel Daly playing in that left-back position, and that's what we want to see. That's what England fans will want to see all night, that combination of Rachel Daly and Lauren Hemp, arguably the brightest spark in this England team.
England 2 times finalists, they've never won this competition. They've reached these semi-finals 3 consecutive times. Last World Cup, last 2 World Cups and last Euros. Free kick in a good position. Kirby will leave it. And it's whipped in. And just ahead of the run of bronze, Zinsberger grabs.
Good commanding play by Manuela Zinsberger. You can see what Lauren Hemp was trying to do. Whip that ball in, get Lisa Bronze at the far post. There's no Alex Greenwood in the starting lineup. Looks like Lauren Hemp will assume that role.
Few selection decisions for Serena Wiegmann. A very decisive coach. It's a good-looking ball, but it's really well defended by Williamson. Back to the goalkeeper. Bethany trying to win back possession, wants the foul, doesn't get it. Frenetic start. Here is Fire Singer. Margarina Hanshaw. Left back for Austria, named in the team of the tournament last time out. Can England catch Austria out? Kirby goes for the early ball towards White.
Yeah, you can see what they're trying to do is a right idea. Ellen White trying to eat up that space. Running in behind on the back shoulder of the defender.
Munchenbank ran out of room, tried to keep it in. She's gifted it to Georgia Stanway. No kick is the decision.
Georgia Stanway for me has been excellent in the last couple of warm-up games. And had a really fiery start. Seeing her get her in the mix of things. Serena Wiegmann instills a lot of confidence in a lot of players in this lineup. Mary Earps being one of them, but Georgia Stanway alongside her former teammate Kira Walsh in that two players holding midfield role.
Good to go. Kira Walsh picks it up, but her touch isn't great, and she's robbed by Zagrazil. Austria looking sharp early on in this game. Oh, and that's a mistake, and the shot's deflected. It's going to be a first corner kick of the match for Austria.
Just going to do a channel hop.
Actually, in situations where there's a little bit of huge amount of adrenaline, should I say, just need to clear your lines. Leah Williamson, confidence is one thing, but just get this opening 10 minutes out of the way.
Early caller for England to defend, and Shaw will take. Lofted in, commanding header from Millie Bright, and now perhaps England can catch Austria on the counter. With Beth Mead. Space over on the far side. Lauren Hemp's touch just lets her down.
And that's what we're going to see throughout the tournament. England counter-attacking from an Austrian corner. You can see the players crowding Mary Earps, but in two passes in the final third, using the fantastic speed of Lauren Hemp and Beth Mead.
England unbeaten under Serena Wiegmann. 14 games, 12 wins, 2 draws. Last defeat was back in April 2021 against Canada under the interim charge of Hego Risa. Wright goes for the diagonal. Just a little bit too much on that for Hemp.
Yeah, even Lauren Hemp was not getting that. Well, what Austria are doing very well is cutting out the option of Fran Kirby through the midfield. Zagrazil's dropping in on her.
There's the Austrian coach, the first female to take charge of this Austria side. She knows them well, the assistant coach, and they reached the semi-finals in Euro 2017. Benninger makes the clearance. It's an England throw.
Really well organised trap set by England there. Ellen White, the catalyst of that. They'll all know Manuela Zinsberger well. Playing out the back, she's good at.
Here's Bronze. Barcelona bound. Doubled up on her. And here's Fire Singer for Austria. It's a Nachenbeck finds Feisinger once again. Good link-up play. And well, Austria wanted a foul. The referee has pointed for a goal kick for England.
Instinctively, I thought it was a foul. But excellent covering from Beth Mead. See, she gets her arm across. And then there's a little tangle of feet sent to the ground. We do have VAR, don't we? But it wouldn't be implemented for such case.
Thankfully, it won't intervene in those sorts of situations. Here is Georgia Stanley. Loses out. England giving up cheap possession early on here. Feisinger. Now to Nachenbeck. Still trying to work a crossing opportunity here. Bronzo sticks her task. Prevents Hanshaw from progressing.
Still defending there from Lucy Bronze. Really quick feet. Really top athlete, Lucy Bronze.
Stanley. Finds space for Rachel Daly. Trying to shut the door very quickly on England. Austria, they're being brave, and it's working so far. Williamson. Daly Houston Dash is actually missing domestic season this tournament in the National Women's Soccer League in the United States. Bright. Lovely pass. Hemp in behind. Hemp delivers. White gets there. Difficult one. Easy for Zinsberger.
Yeah, that was limited really to... It was a fantastic ball to start with Millie Bright. You think Alex Greenwood's out the mix, but step up Millie Bright, precision pass. Lauren Hemp just needed to maybe hit it first time, and if not, drill it low and hard. Really difficult attempt for Ellen White. Couldn't get any power behind it.
England and Austria well acquainted in World Cup qualifying, grouped with each other as well. In the home leg at Sunderland, it was a very difficult game for England, just a 1-0 win. And Ellen White's goal on her 100th cap. Here's Bronze, finds Georgia Stanway. Kuntergam works it back to Schneiderbeck. Goes it only as far as Bronze. Here's Daly. Lofts it towards Beth Mead, controls well. That's really good defending though from Hanshaw. In the nick of time, sweeping that away from the feet of Beth Mead. Bronze, beautiful ball just over the head of White. Hemp off target.
Excellent ball from Lucy Bronze. You know that her attacking side of her game is absolutely world class. Great ball, good whip on this. Little nudge in the back, really clever from the defender. So the trajectory of the ball as it skips up off the surface there, and couldn't quite get over the top of it and headed downwards.
Nachenbeck in with Lucy Bronze. Difficult start to the domestic season, missing most of the first half of it with Manchester City after having knee surgery. But she has got back to her best, her physical best, and has been rewarded with a move to Barcelona. Here is Stanway. Finds Daly. And makes the most of a pretty poor pass from Rachel Daly. After an early flurry, England starting to dictate this game. The move Austria about. They've won it back. Cool, calm, collected from Austria. Really well played. Here's Biller. Comes away from the challenge of bronze. Finds Hanshaw. Cross comes in. It's an awkward one. It goes in the right direction from an England point of view.
A little bit too easy, that ball coming in there. A little bit of lack of communication between Beth Mead and Lucy Bronze. Not enough pressure on the ball. Easy cross, could have been dangerous. Thankfully, Mary Epps took control of the situation. Manchester United goalkeeper playing here at Old Trafford.
Manchester United women's team did play here in the league against Everton. Great occasion. Manchester United fans as well on the bench, all two. See Russo.
They made just a subtle change midfield. Instead of George Stanway, who are sitting quite flat, they've not been able to break the midfield line of the Austrians. George Stanway's gone a bit higher, and it gives the holding midfield of Austria a bit more something to think about.
Williamson closed down. Was forced to make a pass that perhaps she didn't want to. Here's Hanshaw. Now Zadrazil of Bayern Munich. Lily Bright wants to deal with that herself. Wanting to work their way out from the back. Kira Walsh. Really intelligent play. Finds Mead. Needs a bit of support. Really good run from Stanway. It's Georgia Stanway still going. Oh, the cross is deflected away from Ellen White, the intended target. What a run.
Fantastic run there, broke the shape of the Austrians, just glided past players, Georgia Stanway. And once she gets the ball and faces up, she's really strong player. Driving forward, England's best chance.
Haven't had any real clear-cut chances on goal, but certainly moving the ball around with much more confidence. And brings it back. Kirby to Beth Mead. Is this the moment? Off the line. It's a goal. Beth Mead blows the roof off Old Trafford. Unbelievable scenes. England get this tournament underway.
And it's a wonderful touch, and what a little lift over. We do have goal line technology. It was signalled, the goal was given, and after England rode out the opening 10 minutes, wonderful touch. What a sensational finish from Beth Mead. Ellen White knew it had gone over the line. Lovely little deft touch over the Austrian Manuela Zinsberger. And just after 15 minutes, Beth Mead gets the opener for England.
in sensational form. Serena Wiegmann, usually a very composed character, allows herself a celebration. She's on her revenge tour, left out of the Olympics last year. She's had a sensational season for Arsenal. And she scored here. Although we do see on our screens a VAR check to see if the ball fully crossed the line. I believe the watch did go off the referee, so this is an interesting development.
I've never seen VAR used for this. Unless there was something wrong with the goal line technology, certainly following our referee's briefing that we had, VAR would not be used in this scenario.
So we get to celebrate it all
Fuck
over
you,
again.
try and fucking bloody.
But yes, you were clearly listening. One for Viviana Steinhaus-Webb to confront, I'm sure. England lead after a slightly nervy start.
Hey, that was always going to happen, Robin. You know, the atmosphere, the nerves, the way that England have prepared and built up this moment for such a long time. In this last 12 months, Serena Wiegmann.
Austria, especially in that 2017 tournament, so defensively disciplined. They didn't actually go behind in their run to the semi-finals. Conceded one goal to France in a 1-1 draw in the group stages and got through to the semi-finals via a penalty shootout. And the next stage was to try and show a little bit more in attack.
We've certainly shown that in this opening 15 minutes. Put England on the back foot. Rachel Daly and Lucy Bronze on the back foot.
Trying to thread that one through.
England, in my opinion, have to find a way to get Frank Kirby on the ball.
Didn't see much of her at all. Ellen White flagged offside.
Here we go again. Beautiful illustration.
Fucking checking that.
Ball fully crossing the line. What we like to see.
I'm going to check that for every goal that goes slightly over the line in this tournament.
In the 14 and 20 minutes of games under Serena Wiegmann, England trailed just once. That was against the Netherlands, and they responded well in that friendly. Second a 5-1 win.
It's reassuring to see England go ahead. I mean, I've been really enjoying their second half transformations with performances and results that have ensued. Getting off the mark early has been great.
It's right, a rare first half goal for England. 15 of their previous 16 come in the second half. Here's the dangerous Lauren. Ellen White wants it, deflected. It'll be a corner kick.
She's the talisman, isn't she? She's the player, the go-to. She stretches the pitch out. It's really right. Defender blocked it excellently.
Laura Wienboiter with Arsenal. Just 8 WSL appearances after joining in January from Hoffenheim.
She's in the opposition side. I hope she doesn't get injured because of the for Arsenal.
Made the goal scorer over this
It's
corner
there.
kick.
I don't know how it's still there. Just a smudge on my screen.
Referee's unhappy with how she's placed the ball.
Ellen White right bronze into the
It's only a little.
tennis.
It doesn't matter.
Lead goes deep towards Billy Bright, who keeps it alive. Then bronze. Hemp has a swing. Gathered by Zinsberger.
Really great goalkeeping there. They've been a very threatening team on set pieces, and especially that second phase. See Billy Bright winning, towering header at the top. At the back post, and a couple of England players ready to pounce on it.
We should remind you that Sarina Wiegman is the defending manager of this trophy, led the Netherlands to victory in 2017 in their home country. He's charged with doing the same for England. She only actually took charge in September of 2021. She hasn't had an awful lot of time with this team.
But a reminder, she had 6 months with the Netherlands team when she took over and won the European Championships. 12 months is plenty.
Sometimes less is more. Already, though, a different kettle of fish. Expectations much higher. 500,000 tickets sold. Double that of the Netherlands in 2017. Anna Singer makes the clearance. England pinning Austria back.
England need to keep their foot down, really keep this momentum, shove it down the throat of Austria.
Starting with some confident mood. Here, Williamson. Now Daly. Bright of Chelsea. Played all 39 games that Chelsea participated in last season. He's a reliable performer. Bronze with the flick on. Beautifully finds Beth Mead. Bronze.
Wonderful play by Lucy Bronze. You could see that Millie Bright was short of options. She checked to run inside and then went long, lost the defender, received the ball then long from Millie Bright. Nearly got in behind that back line. I'm loving the different styles of build-up play that England is showing from on balls from Leah Williamson, short and sharp.
Here's Kirby. Hasn't really got into the game just yet. Hemp gets the cross in wide! What a chance.
That's brilliant play. Just saying that Frank Kirby not really got in the game. Lovely, slip the ball through to Lauren Hemp, and you would bet your house on this. Ellen White sniff around the 7 yard area, in between the line of the posts. As efficient as Ellen White is, thought that was going to go in.
Record scorer, 50 goals for England. And delivers in big tournaments. 6 goals at the World Cup, 6 at the Olympic Games. Some question marks over whether Wiegman would start with Ellen White up front. I think when you see her body of work, you see why.
Well, number 9 to lead the line in an atmosphere like this, to deal with the pressure that the opening game at home Euros puts on an individual. There's no stronger person than Ellen White to fulfil that duty.
Despite playing the handball, but Lucy Bronze just keeps going. Here's Hemp. Kirby wanted an earlier ball than that. Dispossessed by Wienreuter. Austria bring it away with Barbara Dunst. Standout season for Eintracht Frankfurt, who finished third into the Champions League qualifiers.
Great seeing 5 players flooding forward then in that attack. As quick as that had happened, they were back, great shape, ready to defend in that possession. England looked very sharp so far.
Arsenal taking up a good position. Here's Zadrazil. And a shot. Dangerous looking ball. Ellie Bright tracked it well.
Excellent recovery, run and header. Put out the run of the near post, no space. Or the Austrian player behind her. But again, balls are getting crossed in. If I was in goal, if I was Mary Earps, I wouldn't be totally happy with that.
That's it, isn't it?
This is where Austria can be dangerous.
England in the past at least have looked vulnerable. The one goal they conceded in the friendlies was
That's the corner to them. Huh.
corner kick of the Netherlands.
Well, we're good at counter-attack, so I can get another one going maybe.
Maybe taken by Karina watching the game. Right on top of the goalkeeper, headed away brilliantly by Lucy Bronze.
What the hell, Kirby?
Had to get that right.
It's a tactic that's been used very well, very efficiently over the years. It's crowding the goalkeeper.
I'm joking. It's a good player.
In international football,
I don't know why she didn't take it down and then just go and work out attack, because she's
it was
pretty hard.
countered absolutely wonderfully by the defensive stalwart of Lucy Bronze on this occasion.
Here we go.
Warren Kent motoring that field. Wins the throw.
La 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 la. Oh.
Here's what's coming up then on the BBC. For you, Euro 2022. We've got Northern Ireland's opening match, their first major tournament up against Norway tomorrow from 7:30 on BBC One. And we have Germany, Denmark, cracking game, 2 veterans. The women's game Friday from 7:45 on the BBC One as well. Every single match across the BBC.
What? Yeah, it's in sync now. Might be half a second, but oh well. This is like 1 to 2 seconds like before.
This is the ball out to Mead.
Oh,
Getting through to Ellen White. Once again, well marshalled by Schneiderbeck. He's got a close eye on her.
you can do that on a. She's not even a starter for Arsenal.
She knows absolutely what Ellen White's going to do. Look
She
at
could
the
have won
ball
us the
from
title,
Beck.
but
Gets
she was
across
on
her,
the
but you can
top.
see
I thought she
Schneiderbeck's
did
arm
Simon,
across her,
so she did.
feeling her every movement, putting her off her stride. There's no way that Ellen White was
Could
going to
beat
get on
Chelsea
that.
once. When Tottenham will probably look like could nick a point or 2. Or 3, sorry.
England with the high
Can't get 2
press.
points.
Here's Ellen White. Good first touch, but maybe one too many. I'm going to start again.
That all came from pressing Zinsberger, forcing her into a half clearance, and we were able to regain possession.
Kirby.
Oh, flipping hell.
Ross could have got a foul. She got down a little bit earlier. Referee waves play off. Wienreuter. Good strength to get away from Mead.
But yeah, I just realised best way to score against our own teammate.
Huge sheer. That bit of play from Ellen White.
She could be the catalyst, the driving force for this England team if they're feeling a little bit hard done to or not hugely confident. confident, she'll drive that, just like Kelly Smith used to do back in the day. She has a very similar work rate, work ethic, and influence on the team.
That's good distribution. And the goalkeeper.
That wasn't out.
Just about keeps that in. The body swerve from Georgia Stanway. And now Walsh. England on their way again. Kirby. Now Mead.
Brilliant bit of build-up play there. Look that. Got body check from George Stanway, laid it off to Kira Walsh, sprayed it out to Lauren Hemp. They're the sort of smooth, sleek passages of play that England need to do more.
Serena Beekman repeatedly says that she wants England to be more ruthless. Great to see Frank Kirby out in the field. Question mark as to whether she made it the squad at all. That fatigue issue kept her out from February to June. Lauren Hemp nearly gets there ahead of Zinsberger, just crept in round the back.
Sensational bit of build-up play from England, and then that ball, I think it was initially directed towards Ellen White. It was marshalled by Schneiderbeck.
Towards White.
Austria could defend.
Towards Nicole Biller, who has had very little to feed off of.
La 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 la.
Sure, I want to see more of with England is Leah Williamson getting on the ball, driving out, stepping out with only one centre forwards for Austria. There'll be occasion for her to be able to do that. She can be devastating in possession, Leah Williamson.
Let's see, you pointed out that little tweak, Rachel, that actually Kira Walsh gets more comfortable on her own.
She's certainly used to playing in that holding midfield role for Manchester City on her own. Georgia Stanway will be also more comfortable in a more advanced position when she's on the half turn.
There's Bronze. Just got a foot in.
Again.
She's had a really good game, considering she's had not much football at all, Victoria Schneiderbeck. For Arsenal, then loaned out to Spurs, but only made 3 double starts.
I just said that.
Bronze.
What?
There's Kirby. Bronze wants it again. Maybe could have had a shot. England pressing for another. Stanway. Hemp. There's a foot to it. Not enough contact.
Lovely little ball through here. Touch across, and it breaks to Lucy Bronze. Lucy Bronze should have had the shot. We just saw the replay there. The final one dropped to Lauren Hemp. Lucy Bronze pulled the trigger.
And shot. Bill. Now fire Sinner. Uncharacteristically, poor pass from Sarah Zabrazil. Due up their team. Not out of this game yet, though.
She'll be the happier. It sounds odd being 1-0 down, but in some ways she'll be the happier manager. Serena Beekman will think we could have been more ruthless, as you mentioned. We could have been more efficient and effective with the amount of possession they've had in the final third. Taking those chances.
Right there once again.
Serena Big will be ready in her half-time team talk, looking at what tactical change she's.
Oh, that's got a bit
she
dark
generally
now.
makes tactical changes for the second half.
Lost the touch of the ball there. Worth pointing out that 4 of these players play in the Austrian league domestically, which is part-time. Many of them do play in the Bundesliga in Germany. In terms of setup and resources, can't really compare.
Well, England need to step out this last few minutes of the first half and certainly the second half and show that fully professional league now. Have been for 4 years, and the product usually shows on the pitch. There's been flashes of that. There's been some sleek play, some real silky skills, 1 and 2 touch. A little bit more tempo for England. Need to up it.
Okay, on to Ellen White. With hold-up play, England's number 9. But once again, pinpoint finding that ball to Lucy Bronze. And off she goes again. Trademark marauding run down the right. Didn't quite lay it back for Lauren Hemp.
She's furious. Lucy Bronze wasn't given as an England throw. I thought it was an England throw.
Although she was complaining that Hanshaw was making her way up to towards the halfway line there. The throw.
She's so good at hitting up 50 yards of touchline, Lucy Bronze. It's great to see her back in an England shirt. She's been so influential at previous tournaments for England.
They'll be making the move.
Yeah. Get some more water. Take this stuff.
Williamson capable of getting a ball through the eye of the needle. Kirby. Puts himself out of a tight situation.
Just gonna have to exercise apparently.
Here's him. Trying to get the better of Hanshaw, she does. Forced to cut back.
No.
Just gone out of play.
The last few minutes, changing tactics, Lauren Hemp and Beth Mee switching sides. Good work, she got past the defender there, Lauren Hemp. See the burning speed that she's got down this right hand side. Unfortunate, really, taking a little deflection off version and out for a goal kick.
The longest day of the year was June. I think was it the first day of summer, the longest day of the year? One more minute, 5 to 10 minutes.
Very uncomfortable scoreline though, 1-0. Albeit
And after them, we are
still till half time.
It's got about 50% run out.
The girls,
No, not
Lionesses will know it's not been vintage, it's not been their best. Serena Beekman will remind them of that.
Austria's record's 4 against England's even worse when they are playing in this country. And actually scored a goal. Testing since 2005. Portugal, super ball, Singer allowed to turn, shooting opportunity perhaps. Steads lays it out wide, and actually Wenger's in there. Put over the top by Handshot.
Again, ball out wide for Austria, down the right-hand side this time. Too easy, the ball being delivered into the box. Easy little slide pass, not enough pressure from H. Daly. Ball across, and there is Millie Bright, the towering presence of Millie Bright again.
You certainly needed her in this half. Stanley. Walsh. Now White. Just put back on that favoured left foot towards Ellen White. And heads
She just
wide.
can't get going.
Great little feet
I believe she'll get a goal in this game.
This is why Lauren Head comes over to this right-hand side so she can cut back and whip that ball in. Put more fire on it. With a misdirected header from Ellen White, she'll be disappointed with a couple of chances she's had in this first half.
And back well, Stanley. Bronze takes it on.
Shit, can't lose it there.
Achenbeck. Only Biller ahead. Finds Sadrazil. There's Barbara Dunst.
What a tackle!
Perfectly timed.
Come on,
From
boss!
Samway. And receives down the middle. It's the final minute of normal time. Is England going to hold what they have?
Times England have overplayed. Lucy Brown's been having a few too many touches. Could have played it earlier to summarise up this first half. Couple of missed half chances from Ellen White. She would argue more than half chances. We've seen those go into the back of the goal from her before. And as you mentioned, ruthlessness is what Serena Wiegman demands from her team. That is not exactly what we've had from England in this opening half.
Bronze allowed to measure the cross. And Wenger gets there just ahead of White.
Oh, it's one. It just come up with NAN as the additional time. I thought, what the fuck? Does that mean no?
And in truth, Austria just a couple of inches away from going in at half time with the score level.
Oh.
From White.
Come on, Kirby!
Here's Kirby.
Ah!
And Hen!
No!
Blocked! And over. Well, that should have been 2-0.
You know,
Kirby
should have shot.
Huge save from Zinsberger. Great little bit of intuition from Ellen White. Nicks the ball, lays it across, and you think a little bit of a better ball from Frank Kirby possibly would have allowed Lauren Head to hit it first time. She had to take a touch. Gave time for Zinsberger to go down the line and get big and make that save.
That's what she does for Arsenal. She's a pretty good leader.
Glove winner in the WSL last season for most clean sheets.
Yeah, they should give him time to take this corner.
From Arsenal's Manuela Zinsberger. Still defending to do though. Last chance of the half, you suspect. Taken short to Kirby.
Oh, wait, short.
Towards Bright. Bronze.
Oh!
Austria just about getting away. Here's Daly. And the half-time whistle blows. Incredible atmosphere has been rewarded with an England goal. Beth Mead, after 16 minutes, gave this crowd something to cheer about. Austria have shown flashes of danger, and England have been slightly wasteful as well. Game not over yet, but so far so good for England in their opening game of this Euro 2022. Half-time at Old Trafford. England 1, Austria 0.
Yeah, Beth Mead smiling with her goal, and of course that would have set up the nerves as well for England, because it was a kind of cagey, nervous start to the game, uncharacteristic of the mistake definitely Williamson early on, where your kind of heart was in your mouth for a moment. It's a huge occasion, it takes time to kind of just get into the flow of the game, and England a little bit tentative at times.
Yeah, I think they weathered the storm, first of all, and you always expected Austria, they wanted to come here, they want to spoil England's party at the moment, but I think once England got over that, they started to gain control. The playing out from the back between Leah Williamson and Millie Bright, and that's where you could just take a moment, take a breath, and then let the nerves go, complete your passes, and then England grew in confidence into the game.
There were chances, though, that were squandered and went missing, and that is, I imagine, one of the topics of conversation that's going to be going on in that dressing room, Farah, because, you know, those chances don't come very often, do they, in international football? You've got to take them when they come.
Yeah, you definitely do. I think the good thing about it, and what Serena Wiegmann will be saying in the dressing room at half-time, is that we're creating chances. Now we have to show a little bit of composure in that final third to just find the back of the net. And I think in the second half, now the nerves have settled, we found our feet a little bit on the pitch, we might start to see some more goals in the second half. And in spite of the fact that they've scored so many goals under Serena Wiegmann, they don't score in the first half very often. In fact, all of these incredible warm-up matches with 5 goals, 4 goals, 3 goals come in the second half. So only, you know, I think that's their second in the last 16 or 17 matches.
Austria has also been very compact and aggressive in their defensive organisation, but of course things need to change now in the second half, because they will also need to go forward. They will need to try and attack more and maybe come up a little bit higher to press England, which will mean more space, which I think would benefit England offensively.
Yeah, it was a solid defensive performance, wasn't it? Especially until the goal, obviously, but even after that as well. A lot of black shirts swarming around that box. Let's have a little look then, not without controversy, the goal, Alex.
Do you know what, from the movement, a lot of England's best build-up play has come down the left-hand side, whether that's hemp or the link-up play. But this is what Fran Kirby's about, her vision and able to unlock defenders. But that first touch from Beth Mead, and then to finish it off the way that she does, absolute quality from the whole build-up play. And here we see a movement, and this is what I like about our wingers coming in field and creating problems for defenders. But that just shows our quality. I suppose you see that all the time, Arsenal.
Yeah, but I always say to Beth, I could see that more often, because if you want to score a lot of goals as a wide forward, you need to get inside when the ball is on the opposite side, if that's on crosses or if it's on diagonal passes like this.
I feel what's good about that, Fran Kirby's weighted pass, some would have said it was overhit, but the weight on the pass was perfect for Beth Mead to just soften the touch. And then obviously she's then in a position to just think it over Zinsberger. It's a fantastic finish, but I give credit to Fran Kirby. The weight of that pass.
It was beautiful, wasn't it? And there you just saw the goal line technology, which was eventually invoked by the referee. She seemed convinced, didn't she? And our compatriots who are in the studio next door from Austria, they weren't so convinced. They were kind of looking over at us for some kind of reassurance that perhaps that was an illegally granted goal, but it wasn't. It was all good. And Serena Wiegmann was delighted. I think she knew that that would really settle her women and give them some confidence building into that half there. She was celebrating, and I'm not quite as enthusiastic as you are, Jonas, but a big display of emotion there.
Yeah, and of course, I think it's important to get off to a good start, because she also knows that if Austria would score off any of the crosses they would do, this would be a completely different story, where England would be chasing the game. So very, very important for England to get this start.
It's what England fans want to see. They want to see their coach show that passion on the sideline, and her showing that is just going to get this nation behind this England team going forward.
You were screaming just as loud as I did.
Well, everybody was screaming just before the end of the half there, because Lauren Hemp, who's been on the end of some magnificent crosses, had a fantastic chance.
Once again, like Farah mentioned it, we'd be worried if we weren't creating chances, but England are, and this is Ellen White, sums up her play, the ability to win the ball back. Fran Kirby again, maybe just the touch, that pass across, and Lauren Hemp had to take the touch. But this is what we want to see more of, and this is why Fran Kirby is in the team, because her ability to see people and unlock things. But look, we would have all been like so happy right now if that would have been in an England 2-0.
Yeah, but look at Zinsberger, how she makes up to make a blocking save. She gets so close, she gets so large, it's almost like a wall getting through. It's very, very impressive goalkeeping.
Yeah, and as I said, Lauren Hemp was also on the end of some really good crosses early on in the game. There was some real quality balls coming into the box, and Ellen White was unlucky a few times there, wasn't she, not to be on the end of them.
I think it's been part of England's tactic, to be honest. As soon as you get the ball into the box as quickly as you can, you don't have time as a defender to be organised and set. And we can see through England's first half, Lucy Bronze again, first thought, can I get the ball into the box? Because you know Ellen White's going to be on there, or we've got both of our wingers coming infield.
And you can see Austrians defenders, they get so close to Ellen White all the time. So I could hope for another player coming in. If that's a wide forward coming in, or if that's a Frank Kirby coming in from behind. But I think England need another player into the box for the crosses in order to score more.
Yeah, I would agree. I think we need more runners from deep in midfield. I feel like they're just sitting on the edge, being a little bit cautious. And I feel like the opposite wide player, when we know the ball's going to one flank, I feel like the opposite wide player needs to get into the box earlier than what they are. Arrive into the box earlier, and they might get onto the end of one of these crosses. But in terms of the crosses, it's England's strength. It's where we're going to get success in this tournament, in our wide areas. So if we just get some more bodies joining, that's where we might get some more goals from.
Well, there's plenty of attacking options on the bench as well, isn't there? And we've seen the likes of Chloe Kelly and Russo, and coming on and making a big difference for England. But certainly the endeavour is there. Defensively, they haven't been asked to do too much, but Millie Bright has been on the end of some good blocks. When Austria have had a chance, it's Bright who's tended to be there.
Yeah, she has, and I think sometimes here with the crosses, I think the English central midfielders needs to help their fullbacks more so they can get closer to the players to block the crosses.
So I suppose that's what Millie Bright is so good at, her ability to pick out. We talk about Leah Williamson on the ball. Millie can pick out those diagonal balls, that ability to switch the play between her. But Millie has been that rock. Her ability to know where she needs to sniff out the danger, just like here, being in the right place at the right time. That's her reading the game, and I think that's where her game has gone up another level.
Yeah, I would agree. I feel like she's improved that so much. Her defensive position, I think it's only the small detail, but the angle of her body on approach to these crosses puts herself in a good position to be able to clear the ball. It's only small details, but if her body's closed off, she can't see these crosses coming in. So I just think the small detail helps.
You'd like to see Leah getting out, though, and also getting on the end of some of those, or being the one that gives the ball out a little bit more.
Yeah, I think England's offensive play would really benefit from that. I would like to see Leah Williamson a little bit wider in her positioning, so she would engage a player in the Austrian organisation, and from there on she could play through the gaps. She is that good, and she can do that a lot more often.
It's difficult for Leah playing on the left-hand side of centre-half. We're so used to seeing her for Arsenal in the WSL, stepping into play, stepping into midfield, finding switch balls and finding balls between the line. A little bit more difficult on the left-hand side for her. I think you can see that frustration building.
Overall, a solid first half, though, I'm getting from you all.
Yes.
Okay, 73,000 fans packed in here at Old Trafford tonight, and they've really enjoyed that. We've had them getting their lights out on their phones. They love the goal as well, creating a great atmosphere. And Joe Curry and Anita Asante have got a rather good view themselves, pitchside.
Yes, Anita and I have been in the very lucky position of being sat halfway between the England bench and the England families. And Anita, just give us an idea of the reaction of the people around us when that goal went in and was finally given.
Right next to the England bench and the England friends and family section, and you can see Lucy Bronze's brother up, dancing, cheering, shouting, giving lots of energy, and I think it's just such good energy that we're getting from the fans. 73,000 fans here today, and you can hear and feel that energy across the stadium. Mexican waves, you name it.
Yeah, Lucy Bronze's brother's dancing was a particular delight in that first half. As a player who's played in front of big crowds like this, do you hear the noise when you're out on the pitch?
I think at the start of the game, the players would have been taking it in, but after a while they don't hear anything, you know, and it's all about their body language, and that's how they're communicating as the game goes on, and they'll try and feed off the energy as well, you know, those moments when they're attacking down the other end and the crowd comes alive, the players get inspired and they utilise that energy to give them that bit extra.
As someone who's doing their coaching badges, if you put your future manager's hat on, what more would you like to see, or maybe less of England in the second half?
I think I would just like to see a bit more urgency in the final third, and, you know, just a bit more quality, because they're creating chances. You know, Ellen White had 2 pretty decent chances in the box, and it's just the execution and timing at times, and, you know, just making it easy for their teammates to just slot it home.
Leeds, thanks for joining us. Enjoy the second half.
Beautifully timed with the countdown theme music, did you notice there as well in the background? Well, Northern Ireland are in the same group as England, and they start their first ever major tournament against Norway tomorrow night. We're going to be there live in Southampton for that one, of course, as will a fair number of the McGuinness family of West Belfast, as they have 2 players in the squad. Caitlin and Kirsty both featured during their team's remarkable qualifying campaign.
I don't know if I can call her a typical West Belfaster. With her eyelashes and her makeup and her hair extensions and all that. Me just plain Jane. Yes, you know, it's exciting. Obviously, like say, growing up playing football together and obviously being sisters and stuff, I think it'll make it extra special. Obviously, it's great going to the tournaments, but going with your sister is a bonus.
What's success look like for Northern Ireland in this tournament?
I feel like, you know, as I say, there's not a lot of expectations on us. You know, we want to go out and we want to give a good account of ourselves, you know, and prove to people that we deserve to be there just as much as every other team, you know, whether that's winning games, scoring goals, or just getting in a good performance. You know, like, we want to go out and show what we can do and what we're capable of as a team. So I think we just have to, like, focus a lot on ourselves and go out and do what we can do and play our game.
I'm sure them teams aren't really looking at us, they're not worried about us, but we know what we're capable of and we know what we can do, so we're just going to go out and we're just going to try our best to get any point we can. You can just see the excitement in everyone, and yeah, everyone's buzzing.
How big a night is this potentially for Northern Ireland football?
We've earned the right to be there.
If they can avoid defeat this evening, they will book their place at a major tournament for the first time.
I felt like it wasn't real. I felt like I was in a dream.
Sends Northern Ireland to the Euros.
We'd worked so hard up to them, and like I say, with so many injuries and stuff and people missing, and we had to adapt that, and the squad's changed, you know.
Caldwell! Sometimes dreams do come true.
When we put into words the feeling it was, like, it's giving me goosebumps just thinking about it again. You know, it was only everybody started, like, celebrating and jumping on each other, you were like, this is actually happening, you know, like, we're going to the Euros, this is it, we've done it.
The game changers are history makers.
I get followed everywhere by Caitlin, so I've played quite a lot of games with her, so, you know, I know what she's good at and stuff, and I know what the kind of passes she likes and kind of crosses and stuff, and, you know, it's the same with her and me, so I think obviously it helps a lot, and hopefully come the Euros, if we're both fit, we can bring it on to the Euro stage.
Just me crossing the ball into the box and her finishing it. Usual.
I think the support that we're going to get there is going to be unbelievable. You know, there's like still people trying to get tickets and stuff, so just can't wait to see it. See it green. It's the highest you can play. You know, you want to play international football, and, you know, especially for the both of us to be there together. You know, this is one of the biggest women's tournaments there is. You know, we're up against the best teams and the best players in the world. We can't wait to get there and show what we can do.
Yeah, you can watch Northern Ireland in action tomorrow night on BBC One, coverage from 7:30. Then on Friday, one of the big favourites, Spain, take on Finland, 4:45 on BBC Two for that one. Then a real heavyweight clash, Germany seek revenge on the Danish side who knocked them out in 2017. That is BBC One to 7:45. And the Football Daily on BBC Sounds will have all the latest Euro 2022 news. And there's a rather good documentary on the iPlayer as well.
We've seen the crowds, so it's what next?
We need to sort out the diversity issue.
If it's women, then it means we need to remove it. Well, we're not going anywhere.
An incredible evolution.
And if you can't see it, you can't be it. Well, now kids can see it.
Who's watching women's football? My answer is the entire world.
The future of women's football. Watch now on BBC iPlayer.
Lucy, know your position.
I know my place.
Lionesses know their place too. They're looking very at home after that first 45 minutes in a bouncing Old Trafford.
Euro 2022 kicks off. Should have been 2-0.
Well, of late, England's goals tend to come in the second half. What is in store in the next 45 minutes? We're about to go. Here are Rachel and Robin.
Thank you, Gabby. Yes, we do usually see England improve and get stronger in second halves. Not a bad quality to have, especially in tournament football. Austria, though, I'm sure would have composed themselves and will also take a lot of hope from the fact that they did cause England a couple of scares in that first half.
They did, and you could see when England scored that goal, Beth Mead scored the opener, they had the chance to turn the screw, they had the chance, they put Austria on the back foot. That's what England need to bring again. Show their dominance and then stamp on Austria. Really go, show their ruthless streak that Serena Wiegmann's trying to instill in them.
I think Van Kirby was the recipient of a stamp. Going into this game, a bit of a slow start for Kirby, which is not too surprising given the build-up she's had. Really, Serena Wiegmann has great confidence in her when she is fit.
Well, who doesn't, Robin? She's an absolute game changer, can wait and thread a ball through the eye of a needle, can read movement. You need to reflect on her link-up play with Sam Kerr at Chelsea and how synonymous that is with winning titles and winning trophies with Chelsea. She's a football genius. So when she's fit, she's in the starting lineup.
Williamson of Arsenal works that back to Mary Earps. A bit of a miscue from Kira Walsh, not sure she meant that, but Bronze will retrieve. Austria coach Irina Foreman, not only the first woman to coach the Austrian team, also the first female with a UEFA Pro licence, real trailblazer in her home country. So 22 caps for Austria as a player. White holds it up. Kira Walsh battling for it. Stanway beaten to it. Austria try and spring forward early. Here's Biller. That was a chance.
Another reminder of what Austria bring. The flood players forwards. And just that little bit of disjointed play between Georgia Stanway and Kira Walsh allowed the turnover of possession and slipped in down that left-hand side. Thought Millie Bright should have gone straight to the ball, had the chance to cut it out. It was only at that near post it was deemed safe.
Ball towards Nicole Biller, and no surprise once again it's Millie Bright who's there first.
The ball is drawn to her head, Millie Bright. Been phenomenal on all three occasions I can remember of balls being played down the left or the right for Austria, and of sirens almost sounding, the danger sirens for England. She is the one whose head it lands on.
Vice captain, so taken up the captaincy in the absence of Magdalena Eriksson this season for Chelsea, on the FA Cup and the WSL. Good play from Dunst.
Millie Bright's really grown as a centre-half both for club and country. Made a debut for England relatively late on, 24 I think she was, or 25, but has absolutely made that position her own.
Ernst with the cross, Wright misses it. Maybe she had a little nudge in her back from Villa. Either way, England clear. Stanway, delightful touch. A really good pass towards Kirby, but on the stretch, couldn't keep possession. Zandrazil loses it. Brilliant pass from Walsh. Here's Hemp. Into the middle. Few options there, maybe too many.
When Lauren Hemp was driving down this left-hand side, Ellen White was actually the only player in the box, but she was well marshalled by 3 or 4 Austrian defenders, so she decided to hold, wait for the cutback. But excellent Austrian defending. They have made that their tradition.
Daly down the line for Kemp. Good touch from Daly. Usually plays as an attacker for her club, Houston Dash. It's their all-time record goal scorer.
And has never played in attack for England.
Left back today. Played in a number of positions.
Looking at tournament football, how important that versatility is for any team, but certainly with her experience as well as versatility, absolutely key.
It's a loose header, it's Kirby. An easy take for Zensberger.
It's a chance for England. And Kirby just couldn't quite get it out of her feet, couldn't get it down quick enough. The White to have taken a touch and just really powered it. In the end, it was easy for Zinsberger.
Danger here, but again, right in the way, an attempted cross for Naschenweng. Fire singing. Crowded out. Daly. Now Hemp. Away from Wienreuther.
Ramped up the tempo a bit, Rachel Daly pinged it out. Lauren Hemp, quick touch, tidy touch inside, driving.
Walsh. Intricate play from England, it's pulled back towards White once again. Brilliant defending this time from Venninger. Walsh locks it in. Lauren Hemp showing her strength.
It's fantastic defending from Venninger.
Bronze. Twisting one way and the other. Decision is goal kick.
Just see it now, it looked like it did take a deflection, and it absolutely does. When we're seeing the replay now, gosh, no wonder Lucy Bronze turned around in disbelief more than anything. Really promising attack, no reward. They're camping out in Austria's final third now.
Want to make this scoreline more comfortable. Venninger joining Roma on loan next season from Bayern Munich.
Working on right there. Seeing how well England have been at setting the press, earning something from it.
To go. Goes back to Schneiderbeck. Only a free agent. Will be some suitors on this performance alone. Next up for England, we go to the Amex Brighton Hove Albion's ground on Monday against Norway, and then Northern Ireland on July the 15th at St Mary's.
I'm excited by seeing the substitutes that are warming up: Chloe Kelly, Alessia Russo and Ella Toon. All attacking options for Serena Wiegmann.
All good bouncing ball for Bean Reuter, but with the help of Barbara Dunst, between them managed to get it away in possession. Ball chipped in away from Ellie Bright this time. Down the line.
England backline have certainly shown great faith in Mary Earps, playing the ball back in tight situations. Very experienced and established unit, that back five now for England.
Bright with the initial header. Austria come again. Not bad effort at all from Naschenbeng. All fell nicely to her.
Yeah, it's a pretty clean strike. Certainly no worries for Mary Earps in the England goal. But opening game of the tournament, teams are going to be watching this. They're going to see where England can be got at. Where are their vulnerabilities? It's showcased here for everyone to see. See scouts, former players in the press box here, doing their scouting for their respective countries.
Daly. Kirby on the move. Sees it out of play.
She's on a very solid first hour in her European Championships. Berninger marshalled Ellen White excellently on that occasion. Frank Kirby.
It's the second most capped player in the Austria squad. Looks like they're ready to make their first change. They would win it back though inside the Austria half. Got two for company, she's lost it. Welsh with time and space to pick out a perfect pass for Beth Mead. Here's Stanway. Trying to work the opening, it's Stanway!
Scintillating pass from Kira Walsh unlocks this.
Katharina Naschenbeng off for Austria, and Julia Kuckelsberger-Fuller, 22-year-old, plays her football in Hoffenheim. Well, she will do next season. Domestic Cup. St Polten in Austria next season. Crunching challenge. The first action of the game, the Austria substitutes. Rachel Daly.
It's clumsy. Rachel Daly goes with the right foot, which really is the reason why she gets clattered into. And England already in their substitutes.
It looks like 3 very attacking substitutes. This is why so many have tentatively tipped England to win this competition. That depth, especially in those forward areas.
All 3 players coming on, earn their trade in Manchester. Leslie Russo, Manchester United, L2, Manchester United. Chloe Kelly back after a long injury, starting for Man City this season.
Stanway with strength, the composure, and the vision to pick out Daly. Now Hemp trying to get around Wienreuter, who's done well on the whole against a very tricky opponent there.
I'm sure any team coming up against England, their first thing they need to identify is how they're going to deal with Lauren Hemp, and Austria have done that exceptionally well in the main.
Fuller, Forsberger Fuller, out of play. Here come the substitutes for England.
What a moment. How these girls must be feeling.
They're set to make their competitive tournament debuts. Williamson picks out Fran Kirby. Wouldn't have taken that one. Typical summer's day here in Manchester.
Yes, not really reaching the tropical heights. This triple substitution will bring new energy. The 3 of them will absolutely relish at playing in this theatre of dreams. And the freedom and flair of the white players coming on. And how impressed I was with Alessia Russo getting her opener for England in the last game against Switzerland.
A very different player from Ellen White, but a lot of tools to her trade. Then Rachel Daly, fouled by Zabrazil this time, and England can make the triple substitutions. So Fran Kirby withdrawn. Ella Toone, the enchanted Manchester United fan, over 100 appearances for the club, now wearing an England shirt at Old Trafford. Beth Mead off for Chloe Kelly. Late inclusion in the squad, having recovered from that ACL injury that kept her out for 11 months. And Alessia Russo, another Manchester United player, on for Ellen White. Let's see what these fresh legs can do. Russo immediately into the action. Likewise, Chloe Kelly, who gets the cross in. Then plays it back. Daly urged to shoot by the crowd. And foul given against Daly.
How was one of those who was asking Rach Daly to shoot as well. England can be a little bit more speculative with their opportunities. If a little yard of space opens up, have a pop, get the crowd on their feet, work the goalkeeper, and put Austria on the back foot.
Rachel Daly scored a tremendous goal against Belgium in the warm-up games. In volley, here's Hickelsberger full up against Daly. Gets a yard, but Daly gets a foot in. Excellent defending. Here's Kelly. Austria with it wide open.
There's a good opportunity there for Ella Toon. Open up and drive at the goal. There was space in front of her. She opted to play a teammate in. Lauren Hemp. She didn't quite have enough pace on it to play into the space, but Beth Mead has had a wonderful season for Arsenal and a bright start for England.
Forward, he's got Russo in support, made her way into the box. Benninger once again denying a clean cross in.
Lauren Hemp does not seem to tire at all. Great agility. Well, matched up exceptionally well by Benninger. Very impressed with her opening game. Got another chance for England to increase their advantage.
Kelly on corner duty. Toon offers the short option. It's deflected and kept in. Taken by Kelly. Balls for black shirts. Will clear their lines. Here's Kelly, thanks hand short. Top the corner.
Chloe Kelly down this left hand side from the earlier corner, using her right foot. She can play down the left or down the right. It's done so well for Manchester City in the second half of the season, which has got her in the mind of Serena Wiegman. Ultimately got her in this squad. She's a fantastic option for England.
Kelly's corner. Flicked on. Daly keeps possession. Floated back in, straight into the gloves of Zinsberger.
And another good example of commanding a box. Manuela Zinsberger. The corner from Chloe Kelly was absolutely brilliant. It only took Lucy Bronze, looked like she was running across the near post. Would have been the most simple, basic set piece. The instruction from Serena Wiegman for Ella Toon is to be more of a three in midfield with George Stanway, Kira Walsh and Ella Toon. Drop deeper to get on the ball if needs be.
Here's Hemp. Away from Beam White, Lauren Hemp just overcooks that one.
Really good build-up play for England. Lauren Hemp again dominating proceedings for England. Just over hits that one. Quite have the craft on it that we expect from her.
Here's Brazil nearly turning into trouble. Manages to wriggle away from Toon.
There's no doubt that England have dominated this game, but can't rule Austria out. They've created chances, they've created dangerous chances, look, really dangerous from set pieces. And only the talisman manic head of Millie Bright really kept them at bay. You can see it's a tactic.
Ramping up the atmosphere, urging England on. They want another goal. Head tripped. Free kick for England.
They're starting to creep higher up. The gaps are opening up. Ella Toon's been excellent since she's come on. She's giving the midfield a run around.
Chloe Kelly and Lauren Hempover. Free kick. And goes low. Oh, and the touch takes it through. And a real scramble, but England can't put it away. It was Russo.
Russo wouldn't have wanted a better opportunity than this, just snatches at it really, goes too quick with a foot. She can't believe what looks 6 yards out, no one around her, just can't get a clean strike on. The ball are well defended in the end, second phase. But the front three have been, the three substitutes have really made a difference. They've shaken things up for England, made it much more difficult for Austria.
And don't forget, you can keep up to date with everything Women's Euros related on the 5 Live Daily Euros. We'll drop into your podcast app every single day. The action from this game from Izzy Christensen and Karen Bardsley will be available tomorrow morning.
I love a tournament. It's all consuming, but in every good way, from my Panini sticker album over the last month and getting that as completed as I can, to podcasts and websites, live games, love it.
Nice play from Dean Reuter, working the space to get the cross in. Again, Millie Bright is there. Incredible performance from Millie Bright in what's been an imperfect first game so far for England, but they can drag out the win. An imperfect performance isn't a problem to grow into these tournaments.
Yeah, this first game is always a bit of a tense affair. After this, with a bit more freedom and flow, and the shackles are off. If England can finish this game with 3 points on the board, that is job done.
Right, close to Villa, makes the clearance. Fuller draws the challenge. And a free kick in a good area for Austria.
This is exactly what England did not need. Bit of a rush of blood to the head from Rach Daly, dives in. And just shepherd the player, just hold her, just keep the distance between the ball and her. Diving in, gives, opens the door. So Austria has seen how dominant they are in the air, how dangerous they're looking.
see Marina Hanshaw. Again, it's Millie Bright. Unbelievable display the Chelsea centre-half has put on today.
Huge in every sense of the word in her performance today, Millie Bright. A natural, visible leader alongside the England captain. What a partnership.
I think every England fan is very pleased that she didn't pursue her first love of horses, although I think she wants to return to that after football, but I believe it's in her contract she's not allowed to ride horses at the moment.
That would make sense. It's a pretty dangerous sport or activity, hobby, however you like to call it. I think she chose well.
For this evidence, I think most would agree with it.
In a game like this, concentration is everything. 15 more minutes. If I was in goal, I'd be reminding my back line, concentrate. Fraction of a second switch off, that's when a goal scored.
Walsh trying to pick out Chloe Kelly. Held well. Short, but this could be dangerous. England on the front foot. 4v3. It's Kelly. It's just wide.
That's what you get when you bring on three substitutes, three young, hungry substitutes, desperate to make their mark. Energy, pace, Chloe Kelly straight down the throat of the Austrians, who are outnumbered. 4 England shirts against 3 Austrians. Just about doing enough to get back and put her off. This place would have erupted if Chloe Kelly got that in.
A change at the back for Austria. Do hope for their sake it's not an injury to Schneiderbeck, who's had a terrific game. But Marina Gorgieva coming on for the final 14 minutes or so.
Talk about lack of domestic football for Schneiderbeck. International football is a whole new level.
He's running on adrenaline.
Even the build-up to it, the last few days will have been exhausting. Get out there, your legs feel a bit jelly-like. She was an excellent 75 minutes, Schneiderbeck.
Given away softly by England. Benning forced to hoof it forward. Wright wins the header, it goes for Fire Singer. And the shot comes in and Mary Ups is forced into her first save of the night.
Just talked about keeping concentration. That is a given for a goalkeeper of Mary Ups' standard. You cannot switch off. You see how quick she gets her feet moving across, allows her to cover the whole goal and makes that save look relatively simple. But concentration, last line of defence. Mary Ups executing that brilliantly.
Barbara Dunce with some direct running at England that opened them up. Win not sealed yet. Hanshaw's corner. Sam Williamson heads clear. Austria finding a second wind here. Walsh. Down the line for Alessia Russo to chase. Serena Beekman out in a technical area. She doesn't look altogether comfortable.
She knows there's more to come from this England team.
Foul given against she'd dallied on the ball a little bit too long.
It was great hustle from Alessia Russo, just as we've seen from Ellen White, which she came on for. Very well drilled, defending from the front. Alessia Russo, Beth Mead, Lauren Hemp, Chloe Kelly, Ellen White. Any of those options.
Lucy Bronze enjoying herself. And a nice reception from that corner of the ground.
When you get the chance, you on the pitch, you've got to take a moment to actually enjoy what is a wonderful atmosphere, a wonderful stage that these players are here wearing their England shirts with a huge amount of pride, representing all of us who've gone before them too.
Brazil gets a bit of fortune on the ricochet. Could be a shooting opportunity here. Kelly back, Villa on the turn. Both sets of players appealing for something. Penalty, a foul. Play goes on. Wind whistling round Old Trafford now. And in the background, VAR was checking for a potential penalty, but check over. Nothing to see there.
Just coming together. Well, Marshall from Millie Bright. A speculative attempt at simulation, they may suggest.
Wins it back well. This could be a chance here. But straight at Zinsberger once again from Hemp.
Tame shot from Lauren Hemp. Well, she could have on this occasion maybe even taken another touch, just eaten up a bit more ground, got herself inside the box and drilled it hard and low. Maybe a little bit of energy's been sapped out of those nitro-packed legs of Lauren Hemp.
Singer brings it down. Plays in Dunst. Takes the ball in. The referee was... Well, the assistant referee gave something there. Maybe an offside. An advantage played.
Yeah, advantage given by second referee. Good decision. England were on the counter.
Result still in the balance here.
It's uncomfortable at 1-0. They're on the pitch. Former player, fans, any of those.
A few tired looking passes now. Austria more energetic.
England just need to do themselves some favours, keep the ball, get Austria chasing, be tidy, 1 and 2 touch. They have that, they're more expert in doing that than the Austrian team. Possession-based game is England's strength.
Lovely slide ball pass towards Kelly. A really good sliding challenge, but the clearance straight to Stanway. Kelly trying to get past 2 Austrian players and then committing the foul.
Again, great doubling up from Austria and Chloe Kelly.
Another record, 68,871. A new record at the Women's European Championships. They've smashed the previous one. It's Russo shot is blocked. Previous record 41,301 in 2013 in Sweden for the final.
Unbelievable, unbelievable. Obviously been involved in women's football for a long, long time, both on and now, thankfully, off the pitch. And the scenes that we've seen the whole of this week and certainly today, I spent a little bit of time preparing in the fan zone, doing your notes, and absorbing the atmosphere and hearing this, seeing a huge crowd. It's such a proud moment.
Couldn't have missed Rachel Brown finish if you were at the fan park. Although getting a little impatient, we want to see another England goal. Gathered well at the near post by Zinsberger.
Yeah, excellent concentration again from Manuela Zinsberger's been a real leader at the back. Made one critical save in the first half. Got big, kept her. There's a player down on the far side, that's why Zinsberger is just delaying matters.
Austria ready to make another change. Marie Hubinger, who will be coming on. A little fire singer who's not looking comfortable at all.
And she's holding her stomach, her shoulder, her leg, I'm not quite sure.
And the numbers up. Ella Toon twisting her inside and out. So Marie Hubinger, 20 years old, her major tournament debut for Austria. Try and salvage something. Gilla. Here is Hubinger. Zinsberger-Fuller gets the shot away. Really well fielded by Earps. And taking the applause.
You've got to savour moments like that. She had 2 shots, 2 excellent saves, Mary Earps. It just shows you exactly why she is backed by one of the best managers in the world, if not the best, Sarina Wiegman.
3 words: main character energy. She's barely been involved. She wants her time in the limelight, and why not? Zandrizor threads it through beautifully for Hubinger, who's up to the pace of the game immediately. Dunst has a shot, it's blocked, and Toon finds her Manchester United teammate Russo. Now do England stick or twist? Fine balance at this point of the game.
When you've got the energy of the front 3 that come on, Ella Toon looks lively as anything. She peeled that onto this left-hand side at the moment. I'd be urging England to push on, increase the scoreline, give something for these fans to really sing and cheer about.
Toon onto Kelly, just ran out of pitch.
With those 3 substitutions, the future of English football looks very safe, fans, very bright. Lauren Hemp, you can add to that.
Sarina Wiegman, if it stays like this, will preserve her 100% record at the Euros. Netherlands won every single game on their way to the final in Euro 2017. Zinsberger-Fuller pulls it back to a good area, no one there. Picked up by Stanway. Austria as well with that.
Austria tiring, you can see. Look at Billa, she's barely attempting a run. I'm not surprised, they've worked their socks off the Austrians. England have been too good so far.
With England confident, efficient in keeping the ball. Just tire Austria out a little bit more. Another perfect ball from Kira Walsh to find Hemp, and now Lucy Bronze. England doing a good job of running the clock down. Ruby Stanley not on the same wavelength as her teammates.
Serena Wiegmann has talked about game management. Wanting to absolutely crush teams, step on them, dominate them, and then kill them off. That hasn't necessarily happened this time around. But seeing this game out would be huge.
2 minutes of added time. We're into it now. Not long for England to preserve their lead and claim an opening day win of the tournament. Awarded a free kick to Austria.
There wasn't anything in that at all. Russo just going toe to toe with Benninger, who's heading up now. Austria's last chance, arguably. Their biggest aerial threat, Benninger.
Manager waving everyone forward. Zinsberger takes. Georgia Stanway there for England. Blocks the shot from Hubinger. The referee's going to have to stop play here. Rachel Daly had a few knocks this game.
She's not averse to any form of physical challenge, Rachel Daly. Just adds to the number of reasons why she's absolutely integral to this England squad.
To Kelly. Greenwriter denies her. Clearance only as far as 2. Should be Williamson's. Bronze helps it on, and that's it. Not the most convincing win for England under their new head coach Serena Wiegmann, but a vitally important one. 3 points to open their home tournament thanks to Beth Mead after 16 minutes. A crucial goal in a crucial match. England begin their European campaign with a win. On a memorable night in a record-breaking crowd at a European Championships at Old Trafford, it's Beth Mead, the hero for England. Full time at Old Trafford. England 1, Austria 0.
Let's not forget as well, this Austria side was semi-finalists in 2017, and in the 15 matches that Serena Wiegmann has been in charge, 85 goals have been scored, but in 2 of those matches, the scoreline has been 1-0 against Austria. They're a tough team to break down, as England found out tonight. A win is a win, Alex Scott, though, and that is the way you want to start your campaign.
It sure is, and for me, a former player, a fan right now, you are absolutely buzzing. This is what you were wishing for, England to get off to a great start and get that win. And we know as we go on and we break it down, this isn't England's best performance under Serena Wiegmann, but it's job done.
It's an unusual situation for every one of those players. A record-breaking crowd playing at Old Trafford. Expectation of a nation when they've come off those high-scoring warm-up games. And it takes a little bit of time, doesn't it, to find your way into a tournament?
Yes, and I think they're very, very happy to be over with this game as well, to get the experience, to build up that, and they won it. And we know they can play much, much better than they did today, England. But most important thing, they won, and they're in an excellent position now in the group stage.
Because we've talked about the
real
touching
blend there,
soon.
isn't there? Some old heads who played through a few tournaments, lots of fresh faces who've never been in this environment. They haven't played that tournament before. It takes a lot of mental focus as well as physical commitment.
They're doing it at that as well, like the Euros last year. Look, my face is there. Oh look, I want to go look. When I turn it from this way, there's a light going across my face. What's that? Oh, got 30 seconds of battery left. Quick, get off! Stop eating.